your dream is not real until the consequences become real. Meaning that you want to lose money, be homeless.
Yeah.
If you can accept that, then your dream has become real.
Yeah.
My dream is real.
Yeah.
It's fucking real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So you got to decide what it is, the consequences for you. If it's real, then your dream is real.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's it.
That's
That's
consequences to
For
every
real.
dream, bro.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
That's
Or
crazy
you just
shit.
dreaming. Damn.
Or you just dreaming. If the consequences is not real, it's not real. You got to put the money up. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So that is it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Guliato Banger Boy. You're now tuned with Addition Podcast, and today we got a very special guest in the building. But before we introduce them, we'll introduce the co-host. And there's two of us today. The other punks, we kicked them out. Who we got in the building, man?
You know, Key Macway. Make sure you put the blue check.
Blue check? Should I get the blue check just for faking it? Just capping?
Oh, damn. Hey, Chris, you can do that,
You can
right?
do that just to cap. Okay.
yeah.
But got a very special guest in the building. Before I introduce him actually, I'm going to introduce you real quick.
Yeah.
It's Flahn is in the building.
Yeah.
Manly.
Bones.
It's Flahn Manly. It's Flahn Manly.
Okay.
He used to go by Bones now.
Come on, man. I'm trying to rebrand myself here.
okay, my bad.
All right?
I like
the
that
name is
stuff.
Flahn Manly.
I like that
Manly.
stuff. You know
Manly.
why?
Yeah.
Because it's things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
But, before we even start this podcast and start asking you questions, you guys know what I do. Music of the week, baby. Local artist. Hotline Blingman, Guliato Banger Boy is going to play your song if it's hot. And we're going to start it this week with my guy, Casey Savant.
Let's go.
First pop out at the mall.
Yeah, we all supposed to be dancing right now to make it look like it's cool. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is cool.
Bust it down,
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
And you know that
Akeem.
this is how we roll.
That was an alley, yo.
I thought that was an alley.
Fresh Friday after go.
Hey, Casey, you got a hit here, man. You know, I usually be hating on artists and stuff like that, but you might have got a little something here. But you capped a little bit on this verse right here.
What did he say?
Friday after COVID.
What else?
So you know we gon' stunt, yeah, we gon' big.
Capping.
In the section, poppin' bottles, yeah, we hanging out with models and we
I gotta stop it right there. In
What?
the section, we popping bottles, hanging with all the models. Casey, I never seen you outside of the crib. Casey, so, music, I gotta call that out, but
Man, that's your man,
that's my
bro.
dog. That's my
messed
guy.
up, bro. That's
But that's
messed up.
Casey Savant, Fritz Friday. I thought it was about this one guy that we knew, but it's about a different guy. It's a guy named Fritz in Boston or something like that, and he
Yeah.
throws parties and he calls him Fritz Friday. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna play that because I kind of like it. So
Wait, the song's called Fritz Friday?
Fritz Friday.
Okay.
Okay,
What's
yeah.
Fritz Friday?
It
The
got,
guy's name is Fritz. Like he throws parties.
it
on
got
Fridays.
what's his name? The dude that was performing and somebody died at is Travis Scott vibe.
Oh
yeah,
Casey does that
Yeah,
little
yeah.
auto-tune vibe, like,
Yeah.
hey, whatever. I might actually have to come up with a song too. We should come up with a song.
We
We
should.
should
call
mess
it?
around with a song and see if we can pop off. We can pop off in one song.
You never
I
know.
don't know. TikTok is the way.
Okay,
you
that's
know?
the way.
We
All
got Celebrity
right.
Barber over here, you know, he might.
But yeah, let's get it started, man. So when I met you, man, it was at what's that? The
Skin tone.
Skin tone event.
Yeah.
You know, you were over there with Akeem. You guys were talking at Pull Up. You know, we talked a little bit about the podcast. Actually, we're talking about one of the punk roommates, and the member is not here. He was looking to get a painting done.
It's actually not How I Met You. How I Met You was at Kim.
Well, what?
It was at Kim, the
Event?
Equate event, right?
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That might
Which
be-
one? The first one or the second
No,
one?
the third one.
Last year.
You didn't
Yeah,
have a third one.
Last year.
Yeah, we
You
did.
only
Last
had
year.
two.
No, we got three.
Damn.
Yeah, I met you at last year's event.
I was
Remember the
turned.
first
Yeah,
one
you
was
was
that?
turned.
Yeah, you can't
was
meet me when I was turned, man.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, so that's where you guys first
Yeah,
met.
you
Yup.
let me, you paid me to go into the 7, whatever.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, at 7.
Yeah, you come
Seven,
everything.
yeah. 7 was not a good.
This
good
guy
day.
paid
Hey, well, relax on that number.
Yeah. He was like,
2,000.
come on, man.
nah,
He was like,
nah,
come on, man. Nah.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, you know,
so
I'll
that's
never do
when
that.
you first met
That's
him.
when I met him.
That's
I
when
was
you
like,
met the other guy.
I'm not new here, bro. This is my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he was like, all right, cool, come on, you'll get him.
At
get
7
this guy.
nightclub, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where we
yeah,
went.
yeah,
yup.
yeah.
That wasn't me. That was
That was-
somebody else. I don't know who that guy
Yeah.
is. But recently, when we met at the skin tone thing, we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
one of the roommates is trying to do a painting for.
Yeah, that happened.
Funniest thing, I'm not gonna do it who it was, but he's trying to do a painting for
His
this
ex?
individual. Hey, whoa, relax for an individual. for an individual, and he was pulling out the picture. I'm like, the
Yo.
the female was behind him.
Wait, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
So an individual lost their girlfriend.
Maybe.
And he's trying to win her back by having Flahn do a nice painting.
Listen.
Is that what
That's
what I'm getting out of this?
I put out a disclosure right now.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't endorse this, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
I
yeah.
seen it. But
Yeah.
but the
He said I
funny
seen it.
the funny part is homegirl was right behind him. And he had the phone like this. I'm like, no! Put his phone down like
Alright, so yeah, I was trying to tell him, you know, show my work, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm about to do this painting for such and such.
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, put that. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, look at the picture. And I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
What did I do?
So she was in the building.
Right where you are.
That
right
I-
there. All she had
yeah.
to do was do this and be like, oh,
Yeah.
found out.
So,
Tricks over.
man.
Tricks are for kids.
Fortunately,
But I thought the ship had sailed.
well, I don't know about nothing, you know what I mean? So I can't say nothing about that.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I was just telling you guys about the workout. About
The
it.
workout, okay.
You know,
But yeah, then
for your brother.
We went out. You're fun. Then we went out to eat at there's Dar Bar, right?
Yeah,
So
Dar
just
Bar.
had a conversation. It was just awesome, just listening to a little bit of your story, and that's
Yeah, bro.
exactly what I want to capture here today.
Appreciate it,
what
man.
you do, and you know everything behind you, and what makes you who you are today, right?
Yeah, man,
So
for sure.
where do we even begin? Do we just do the African route? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
give
yeah,
us,
yeah.
you know, obviously we know you're African, right?
Yeah.
So give
I'm
us
Liberian.
the-
I'm Liberian from
Okay.
West Africa,
Yeah.
Liberia,
Okay.
LIB is a
LIB,
Okay.
Painesville,
Okay.
West Point.
Dang, you start
Let's
tripping.
go, PHP, Brooklyn Park,
Yeah.
Okay.
all of it.
Bro,
Damn.
all
All
the
of
LIBs
it.
live in Brooklyn Park.
Yes,
bro.
yo, that's home. All the dirty ass African live in Brooklyn Park. Let's go.
Let's
Okay,
go.
so
I know why I said that.
okay.
Hey, if they cancel the show,
They're not gonna cancel it. No,
What you
I'm
say?
saying that because that's what they think of us. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know
Okay,
what
I
I
was
mean?
about to say,
Yeah,
if I
I
get
want to know.
jumped-
I want to know.
If I get jumped outside because of this
you good,
episode,
you good. You
That's
good.
him. He's the host.
You roll with Flahn, huh?
You good.
So
No,
But yeah,
I said that because that's what they think of us. You know what I mean? We're not that. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Tell us about where you were born, like you just said, but like
Yeah.
give us your journey in Africa. You know, when did you come to America? Maybe a little bit of touch a little bit of you growing up in Africa and what's going on. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This episode of Addition Podcast is brought to you by Raw Beauty Skin and Body Bar, a place to revitalize, refocus, and refresh. Raw Beauty Skin and Body Bar has the ultimate facials for anybody's skin condition. For more information, visit www.rawbeauty.com. Let them know who brought you in. Guliato Banga Boyle. Let's get it.
Well, my first 10 years on this earth was very, very chaotic. Yeah, I was born during the war in Liberia.
Damn.
Yeah, it was. I can go back from very beginning, from when I was born during the war, and I've been on the run.
Was it a civil war?
Civil War
Yeah.
in Liberia, and and the first 10 months of my life, ambush, experiencing getting captured by rebels, you know what I mean? And you on the run, you know what I mean? And I haven't seen my mother since 1995.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I've been, so that, but, from Liberia, and I came here in 98, you know what I mean? I've been just making it happen, been an artist since I was a kid, so, yeah.
Where did you get that creativity? Does it run in the family?
I'm like the only artist in the family. No, I have another artist, but I'm like the only artist that is like doing anything. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
the family. Yeah.
So would fashion be considered art?
Yeah, it's part of art. Yeah, it's part of art.
So
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brother,
Well,
he's
my
an
brother,
artist too.
my brother's an artist too. But my brother,
he
so
does fashion.
my grandfather actually was a renowned tailor. You know what I mean?
Who's
So my grandfather, David Manly.
Oh, okay.
Which my brother named after.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm named after my great grandfather.
Okay.
Flahn.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
dope.
but so everything didn't come. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Actually, so whatever David's doing is not new at all. My grandfather been doing that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
Okay.
it's just that we was told not to chase the route that we want to go. I go to be the lawyer, doctor, engineer.
That's
things
what I was about to say.
whatever. So, but but David is very, very brilliant, stylist, impeccable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check him out. My brother
Yeah.
have his own luxury brand.
Yeah.
$1,000 suits.
Damn.
Go show love. No, I'm dead ass. He's fly.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
introduce
My
you.
brother's
to him.
fly.
I don't know- I don't got the
I look
budget
better
yet.
than him, obviously, but he's a fly dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he look good.
Isn't that crazy? Like all the Africans, we all got the kind of like a little similar story. Our parents wanted us, like, everyone in our family wanted us to be lawyers, doctors,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nurses.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why do you guys think that?
But
What's
it's
going
over.
on?
It's over security reasons. You know what I mean? You know, because obviously that as Africans come to this nation, you come here to collect resources.
Yeah.
Not to fuck around. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean? You can fuck around, but later on you collect your resources. Then you do the other stuff later on. But you cannot make that your primary focus.
Yeah, and I think it's because like there's actual like what would you call it? Like structure to become a doctor.
Yeah.
But like a successful doctor.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They tell you go to school, do this and that.
You're right.
But as an artist, you don't know when you're gonna get paid.
You're right.
You don't know when your first painting is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
take off. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not guaranteed.
It's not stable at all.
Yeah,
It's not stable at all. You know
So
what I mean?
parents are probably
Yeah.
looking
I
at
think-
like
that was the whole purpose of it.
You gotta
Yeah.
do the lawyer or the doctor
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
One thing I think about that too is okay, that's another aspect of it. I think like to have a functioning nation type of deal, right? Let's say if everybody was an artist, it's like, okay, who's gonna be the policeman?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the nurses,
doctor,
the
yeah.
lawyer, and all that stuff, right? So I feel
yeah.
like they're looking, and at least from this another avenue, you know, they're looking at like, okay, these are the ones that are gonna be the staple foundation. If you're sick, you gotta go to a doctor. You're not gonna go to Hakeem, you cut hair, bro. Please cut me back in the health. You know, like
yeah.
so,
But I think our parent doesn't realize, right? So the word parent, right?
Yeah.
Is I forgot where it root from, but the meaning of it is to bring forth. Right, so every child that's born within your tribe have a gift, right? Your job as a parent to bring forth that gift, right? You have to be discerning enough to actually recognize the gift they have, whatever, right, and cultivate it early on, whatever. You're a guardian. You're not an owner. You're a guardian of that gift that's given to you, whatever, from God.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But you don't impose upon your thing.
Your
You know what
will,
I mean?
yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
So
Yeah,
I've
makes
been an
sense.
artist.
Yeah.
It has been suppressed, and there's been a tug of war. And it's like, bro, this is what I do. You know what I mean?
And it's not like work to you. It's just
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like that was it. So like my father from the very beginning when I walked in this US whatever,
Yeah.
you know, as an artist,
Yeah.
he tried every way possible.
To put you through
and I'm like, fire will blaze.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up, bro. Like, you know, and ICD actually was the reason why I named my brand ICD. It was incomplete design because I used to go to school not finishing my work.
Yeah.
I would hide it in like the closet to dry.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it would be incomplete. But also it was incomplete because I didn't get his validation. So I didn't. So oh my God, flying bones.
Yeah.
You are fly.
Yeah,
but you need your parent. My father, a single parent. You know what I mean? Live with him, whatever. If you're not proving it, you don't feel worthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
don't
felt
feel
incomplete.
complete, yeah.
Exactly.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So that's where the name derived from. But eventually, you know, as I got this revelation from God, whatever it is, you know, we are God's project. Now we're a God complete project. And we're a God incomplete project. Now I mean, we're work in progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that the whole meaning is not about me anymore. It's
Yeah.
for everybody else's. You know what I mean? Because we all work in progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you understand that, you embody it, and the whole ideology behind the brand is to embrace your perfect imperfection because you're still a work in progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And everything.
Yeah. So that's what ICD stands for.
You know, back in Africa, I guess I don't know if I'm gonna call myself an artist. You know, we used to go to like the little ant hill that has mud, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get it in shape.
Yeah.
and shape them
clay.
and make it to gun pieces. Y'all remember you did that too?
And I was doing all that back when I was back home in Liberia. You know, so I wasn't in school in Liberia, right? You know, so my dad left me when he left Africa.
Yeah.
After my mother allowed him to keep me because she was in Ivory Coast, right?
Yeah.
My father begged her. All right, I'm gonna step back a little bit. So we fled to Ivory Coast during the war.
Yeah.
Right? So my father begged my mother, "Yo, can you bring my son back because I'm about to get his paperwork ready so I can go to America."
Yeah.
Whatever, right? If I leave to America.
Yeah.
So when my father left me, or whatever,
Yeah.
with his ex-girlfriends, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm not in school because whatever money that's being sent to her to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
care of me, whatever, it's like
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't in school, so I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I'm in my thoughts, you know what I mean? And so that was my biggest advantage, whatever. When I came to the U.S., whatever, I'm playing in the mud. I'm doing I build like buildings, like you have the little,
Yes.
like
Little
the mud,
sculptures.
the little sculptures, whatever, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Doing that as kids, whatever. You know what I mean, you're getting sick because of the mud or whatnot, right? So when I came to the U.S., you got Legos now.
Yeah.
You got
yeah.
Legos. You actually go
Yeah.
wild with it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't care about school because all I've been doing is playing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mind you, I'm 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I just want to play. My dad like school,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like
Right.
play. I just get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's like the struggle. You know what I mean? And just try suppressing it for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like I'm an artist, bro. Like I
Yeah.
am an artist.
When did you find that, like, did your parents ever accept you, like, man, this is what he's doing, and I accept
To
him
this
for
day,
that?
to this day,
Uh-huh.
my father have not accepted.
Damn.
Well, it doesn't. All right, so he hasn't, right? Which is okay,
Yeah.
right? Which is phenomenal. I love my father, you know what I mean, and everything. But my art made it on the Washington Post, right? And it made it on the Washington Post. It was on every big platforms, right?
Yeah.
New York Post and all that, right? And he called me. So Flahn, y'all heard you? Cause I don't tell him nothing, cause I don't
Yeah,
want, you know, I'm gonna blow my high. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
David gonna call. Oh my God, Flahn made it.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, like, no, still my joy.
Yeah.
So he called my father, right? My father called me. So I heard you made it, and you made it on this thing, whatever. Did they put your name? Cause you thought about accreditation, and you know.
Yeah.
I like, nah, Dad. They just saw my art on the news or whatever. You know what I mean? It was everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, oh, and he goes, too bad you're not making money.
Damn.
He said, too bad you're so gifted, you're not making money, right? And that burned
That
me,
burned,
bro.
that-
It hurt me so bad.
That's that Usher,
And
let
I'm
it
like,
burn.
but you know, like the Spirit told me, like there was a verse in the Bible that says, "Watch what ye hear." That just came out of nowhere to me, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then eventually that wave of sorrow subsided.
Goes
You
away,
know what I
that
mean?
kind of stuff.
Because I don't need a validation.
Yeah.
Because at that point, the consequences became real for me as far as like, cause my sister had just passed away,
Yeah.
and every responsibility on my mother is
Yeah.
on me now.
Yeah.
It has to work.
Yeah.
My mother she's my biggest fan.
Yeah.
I have like 4 paintings of her. I painted,
Yeah.
telling her story, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So regardless of what my father said,
Yeah.
the job is being done right now.
Yeah.
If I don't, the deal is right. If I don't take care of my mother, we in trouble. That's my
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
And it's been done.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So what does it matter for him to actually validate what it
Yeah.
is I got going on?
Yeah.
You know what I
Doesn't
mean?
matter at that
So I call my father because his metric is, you know, certain things, right? Certain staples, whatever, right? So I call my father that my school commissioned me to do a painting.
Yeah.
He asked how much. I give him a number. He said, oh, really? That was the only number I ever give my father of how much I got paid for my art.
Damn.
But I've been a full-time artist for the last 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
living my art. It's been a struggle.
Yeah.
But I've been getting paid to be Flahn Manly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
and that's really it. So I don't really need my father validation. That's the
Yeah.
reason why, like, when I speak about my work, it's like, bro, like, you don't have to validate me because I've been dealing with a war back
Yeah.
at home for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So who are you to tell
Tell
me
me, yeah.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I can and can't do? You know what I mean?
Man, that is true because I think it's in a Bible verse too or somewhere where it's like when you're doing your job, you know, sometimes even your family members, there'll be separation sometimes if they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's separate, but it's like if you, God's the ultimate authority.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
your
yeah,
parents
yes,
are,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
But
I-
a lot of kids are afraid to like let down their parents.
It
you
is.
know?
It is a sad
Like-
thing. I'm supposed to be a doctor, a lawyer too.
Yeah.
I
It
used
is a
to
sad
get-
thing. It is a sad thing.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school, when I first came to America, I was still the African indoctrined, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I don't get an A or an A+, I'm living. What did I do? What did I get wrong? And I used to cry when I was like, get like a B+ or something or a B. And now I'm like, damn, they got a B. Give me that. I need that all day. So,
Right.
which artwork of yours was that made the Washington Post and
The
all
one
the
I
New
did
York
of George Floyd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that and how you came up with the.
The concept. So I got commissioned by my high school teacher, which is my accomplice. Right, this guy is the reason why I was able to graduate high school. There's a story behind how we became cool, whatever. So my father told me, "Oh, if you don't graduate high school,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you back to Liberia."
Yeah.
That's the ultimate threat.
That was the deal. And I was like,
They
"What?
hate
I'm
all
not
of
going
us
to
with that.
Liberia? No,
Yeah.
man, that's not happening."
Yeah.
So I got put in this program called the Other Side Program, which kind of help you. It's like a study hall. It kind of help you kind of give you packages or whatever. It kind of catch up.
Yeah.
And gain credits or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So eventually I was in that program and I ended up, graduating high school, whatever. But while I was there, whatever, just people were just helping me, you know, where I'm mind you, at that point, I'm doing cross country, I'm track and field, whatever. So whenever I needed money to pay for stuff, whatever, to help me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my teacher actually from my high school, whatever, commissioned to do that piece for George Floyd, whatever, while I was in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So when I came back home, I didn't go to George Floyd Square because, you know, I'm very, I deal with PTSD, whatever, and the energy is intense. Was there, whatever. I saw, I was like, nah, I can't go there. I gotta stay in this room, whatever. So that's when I did that painting.
Yeah.
And I just asked God to just lead me. You know what I mean? And the whole thing was to, you know, I just want to deliver a message or whatever. Whatever the message was at the time, I didn't know.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean? But I know how to do with trauma, right? And that was exactly what was covering on the news or whatever, you know what I mean? It had to do with PTSD, you know what I mean? The trauma we actually got to deal with within the community, you know what I mean? And a lot of the healing we got to actually do as well as community, you know what I mean? So that was what was covered, you know what I mean, within the piece. I was like, wow, like I actually manifested this. This is how my piece actually represent or whatever. So, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
bro.
think I don't know if I saw it correctly too. You made some shirts that said "Breathe" too.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit how do you where that was that part of the commission too? Like
No, it wasn't part of that.
That's just
That
something
was
different?
part of my campaign, you know, because I really believe that, you know, because I felt as though like the time during George Floyd it was like one big reset for everybody, you know what I mean? And I just believe like words have power, right? And I don't believe saying I can't breathe, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one thing God give us, you know what I mean? It's a gift God gives free. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Right now, you're not suffocating, are you?
No.
You're not, are you? See, it's free, you know what I mean? Still breathe, you know what I mean? Reset, relax, you know what I mean? So I actually want to put the message out there or whatever. But it was a way to actually raise money for my nonprofit, you know, which is like Renaissance Fire for the Arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you consider that like your defining moment
For
of
what?
your career as far as like an artist? For example, like when I started barbering, one of my haircuts went viral on World Star Hip Hop, and that's like how people got to know me a little more. Would you say that George Floyd was the defining moment for you, like for people to really know you as a full-time artist, or?
I mean, people always know my defining moment haven't happened yet. Like,
No, it's
like,
happening.
bro, like what God has in store for me, bro.
Yeah.
But you did stuff for like Lil Yachty.
But that's light, bro. That is light compared to what God has in store for me, bro.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Fingernail?
It is like dirt under my fingernail. You know what I mean?
Damn, that low.
I'm dead serious, bro, because listen, fam, like, cause I know what's ahead, right? I'm being prepared. It's all like it's a part of the process, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you think it's gonna be? Like, what's it gonna?
You
Are
don't-
you gonna know?
Every excitement is different. Every
Yeah.
excitement is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get called to do certain things. I might get called to go to Europe to do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got called to do like a presentation to work with the UN. When was it? I did like a pitch or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2 years ago, whatever. So
Yeah.
you go always say this is it, but
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
have a bigger one. You know what I mean? Not to say I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
ungrateful.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know that this is not it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true, man.
You
There's
know,
always-
this is not it. Like, people always know you are an artist. Everybody know, like, Flahn is a kid that talk about his art all the damn time. Flahn is so damn arrogant. They know this already, but they'll never acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you know this already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Do I need more merit? Well, God's going to show you more merit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's really it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That he's right though. Like, there's always a process leading you up for it. So like,
Yeah.
you might think this, Lil Yachty, celebrity. Oh my God, he bought some art for me. He
Yeah.
commissioned me.
Yeah.
But if you know, like, okay, this is just preparing me for the next. Because this, like you said, this might be little. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
process,
yeah.
and once you understand that, I think.
But
like,
that
you'll
but
just
that,
keep going.
that moment actually broke me. Y'all didn't think actually broke me. I went depressed after that when that happened.
What?
What?
Why? What happened?
I got humble, bro. I got humble so bad, bro.
For real?
Yes.
Tell us.
So, like, I haven't shared this on no platform, right?
Okay.
So I met Yachty. It was dope. We did a campaign. My little homie, we did the marketing on Twitter. We went viral,
Yeah.
off the crib. I posted
Yeah.
a picture, 30 minutes in, viral. Yachty
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, I must have this. I must meet you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I made it. I made it.
Yeah.
I made it. I'm like, it's lit.
And this was when Yachty was lit too.
Yachty was lit.
Like cold like
2017.
Minnesota,
I
right?
had just quit my job. Boom. June, I hit it off, whatever. Then Yachty was in, He was in Macy's, right? He was doing a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, "Yo, I'm having a pop-up." I said, "You know what? I'm about to be in Yachty today."
Yeah.
I posted, I did another viral, bro. I'm Mr. Internet.
Yeah.
The internet ass nigga. That's me.
Yeah.
That is
Shouted
OD.
to internet.
I'm the internet ass nigga.
Shouted to
You know
internet.
what I mean? I
Shouted to
create the
internet.
content.
Yeah.
Who better?
Yeah.
Who better?
Yeah.
So what I did was, right?
Yeah.
I took the varnish.
Yeah.
And I varnished the painting, right? But the varnish looked like it was paste. It looked like I was covering the painting. I was ruining the painting, right?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Dude. I just seen that. Yeah.
So everybody like, oh my God, what's happening to the painting? It's ruining. So y'all just like watching, like,
The internet.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're watching, like, what's happening? It dry, whatever. Shut up to Yachty. We in the line, whatever. My man was like, I ain't finna get in the line. Go get Yachty.
You feel yourself.
Bro, we Bogart the whole thing, bro.
He said, I ain't waiting
Bro,
in
they're
line.
like 400 heads there, bro.
Yeah.
So, 10 minutes past, whatever. Lady King, yo, come in the back. Coach K wanted to meet y'all.
Yeah.
I met Coach K, whatever. Was chat for like 30 minutes, bro. I knew about Alvin Kamara before he even popped
Yeah.
like that, whatever,
Yeah.
right? We talked and everything like that. He said, all right, well, cool. We're going to chill for a little bit. At the end, we're going to bring you out. You know what I mean? And show everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. It was like, I was like, I made it.
Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
My phone was buzzing.
Yeah.
Hey, I was like, every chick that was curving me,
Yeah.
you so fun, Flahn. You so fun. You want to come to the studio?
Wow.
Bro, fake, yo.
Time
Fake.
out. I'm gonna call timeout right there.
Go ahead.
So when that happens, I always tell these guys, okay, let's say there's a chick who curve, she bad, she curve you, right? But now when you get hot, she's all on you. Do you use that? I don't know if you want to call it power or whatever, that you're leveraging that moment to crack the John, or what's going on?
Nah, I actually don't.
You don't? No, I mean, just
I know,
just a general question.
I don't. No, I'll tell you why later on.
Yeah.
We'll leave back to that. I'll tell you why later on.
Yeah.
I don't. I could.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I feel like someone's like,
It's
you've been
there.
curved your whole life.
Yeah,
I
bro,
mean,
it-
I'm not saying you. Just
Yeah.
hey,
It
whoever's watching
happens.
this,
It happens, bro. It
use
happens.
that power, man.
It happened numerous times. It happened numerous times, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? It's like, you know what? It's like reassurance I was right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I was right.
Yeah.
Bro, I have been curved. I'm an artist, right?
Yeah.
And, we don't make much money, right?
Yeah.
We have low status, right?
Yeah.
When some people see you make it,
yeah,
then they're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I've experienced that my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've seen it more and more at
Yeah.
the last 3 years, whatever. So it's like, all right, cool. I already expect you.
Yeah.
I already know you're gonna be on my piece later on. I already know this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm so respectful to the woman.
Yeah.
Because I know later on they're gonna come back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So that's why I don't try to take advantage of it. You know what I
okay.
mean? That's why.
I hear you, but I'm just saying, man.
I mean, I
Back
could.
to the story.
Back to the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, go back to the story, my bad.
So my phone was buzzing. This guy. My phone was buzzing, right? My phone was buzzing, right?
Yeah.
So we talked to Coach K, whatever, came out and presented stuff with Yachty, whatever. Got his number, everything like that. We chop it up. Yo, bro, I'm gonna take care of you. He goes, oh, I want you to do this picture of Jeezy. I'm like, huh? He said Jesus. He meant Jesus in the Last Supper. That's what he wanted done, whatever, him, his crowd, whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, cool, I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and get this right, whatever, right? So now there's 2 paintings, right? The other one was free, the other one was commission. So it took me like 4 months to get that painting done. I kind of prophesied what was happening in the group. Because eventually the group split it up, whatever, right?
Yeah.
November, I'm like, I ain't doing no commissions. I'm getting paid. I'm about to get paid.
Yeah.
I'm about to get paid. Remember that? I think I checked in with you when I
Yeah,
came,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't talk about it, man. You know what I mean? Yes, son.
I'm like, what's up with
I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. Feel me? I don't talk about it. You feel
Bro
me?
got humbled down.
Yeah, I'm not, bro. So boom, that happened, right? And November came. I did the other painting. It was good. It was lit, whatever. Nigga just went dark. Yachty stopped responding.
Damn.
Yachty stopped responding. I text him. It was leading up over like months, bro. Like I can show you proof right now on Twitter where there is he blocked me from writing him on
Twitter?
On Twitter.
What?
I'm dead ass.
Damn, that's crazy. So that's that celebrity.
So like, you know
act?
what I mean?
That the celebrity act.
So I did the work, whatever, loved it, whatever, and expected me to give it for free at that point. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? And Yeah, and I was crushed, bro. It really humbled me because you know, I expected to get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I, you know, high mighty, I put this person on this high pedestal, whatever, and it crushed me. You know what I mean? And that painting is gonna be worth X amount of money in them so many years or whatever, because I kind of prophesied what was happening within the group before I even knew what was happening in the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The arguments was going on, the split up of the group, whatever. Who was mad? Who, whatever. I painted that. I painted that image exactly.
Yeah.
In the group, whatever. You know what I mean? So when it happened 6 months later, I'm like, holy crap! I really.
When you say group, their group,
yeah,
of friends,
the sailing team. He had the rap group called the sailing team.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, and I kind of painted.
And Lil Yachty was like Jesus in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah, and I did. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
The split out. I literally painted the conflict and everything, bro. Yeah, bro. And when that happened, 7 months later, when the news came out, to split up, but I'm like, holy crap! I painted this. You know what I mean? So I literally painted the Last Supper. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
so at that point, I was like, you know what? Boom. Then it happened again. Kyle Kuzma.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I hit up Ken. I was like, yo, Ken, tell Kuzma, yo, know what I mean? Yo, I over there, right? Kuzma commissioned me to do a painting. I took like half a month to do the painting. Sent him a ticket. Stop responding.
Damn.
That's crazy because it was an incident where I think Kyle Kuzma posted something on Instagram like, I need an artist or something.
Yeah.
And then I had just cut him recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna connect him to Flahn, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I sent him his number.
Yeah, I did the painting and everything, bro.
Yeah.
And sent him a ticket. And it just humped, bro. I'm broke, bro. I'm broke. Like, I have no money.
So what do you think? Is it
I think
like are they saying your work is not good enough, or they get to a point where like,
it's just the
they don't
point
wanna
where
spend the money?
they don't want to spend the money and they want to
Or-
pimp these artists. They want to, you know, they want to trade the prestige badge. You know what I mean? Accreditation.
Yeah.
And it's like all the time, like it's never fair. You know what I mean? And like they
so-
finesse you.
So in barbering, I'm gonna go back to barbering.
Yeah.
If Drake comes right now and he wants his haircut, right? Yeah, someone that big, you might want to do it for free, you know, because you know you could use that for marketing.
Yeah.
So did you ever think I'll give this to Kyle Kuzma, I'll give this to Lil Yachty for free, or you're like, nah, I gotta get paid for my art, you know?
I don't mind if I fuck with you. If I really rock with you,
Yeah.
speak as men. You know what I mean?
Like
Speak as men. I'm not a whore.
Yeah.
I'm a man of value. You know what I mean? When I create art, I'm adding value in your life.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? I'm depicting what it is you want. Right? So the trade-off, if it's exposure, come and get that to me.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, I should just get it because I'm a celebrity.
Because I'm a celebrity.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
Yeah.
Everybody that done that haven't gone nowhere. Have not really. Nothing happened. Oh, he doesn't have the art. He got it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. It's not on his wall. He doesn't take pride in it. He doesn't talk, oh my God, this artist, you and 50 other artists giving me painting of himself, whatever.
Yeah.
It's on his wall, whatever. You will never be acknowledged, ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's junk food art you make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Other artists, Jay-Z, rapping about Picasso and Basquiat, all these, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You barely getting shit on social media. You know what I mean? Tag you. But
Damn.
he has
That's
my
right.
work.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, my nigga, like I had to survive a civil fucking war in Liberia, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My art is worth what it's worth, my nigga. This is risky as fuck. So if you get a painting for me, bro, hold on to that shit, cause it'll be worth something. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I said, I don't mind if you're trying to borrow to communicate, but you're not gonna hold me out. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that kind of person. I know my worth.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
real.
And I respect that.
And that's really
Yeah.
you have to sit on the ground.
Yeah, I respect that because I always tell people, I'm like, yo, celebrities, bro,
Yeah.
they're just like, they just have more money than you and on TV more. Anytime anyone's on TV or more present, people like look at them as different. But bro, until you meet these people in real life, have a conversation, some of them, they're just like you, bro, or they might even be lame as hell. I'm not even gonna lie, they might be whack. So it's like, don't let that money
And
or
that's
that what
it.
thing over.
Is that dangling carrot, right? They'll dangle ahead of you, whatever, right? And they keep chasing it. You know what I mean? And it's very depleting. And you don't want that.
Yeah.
And I figured that shit out early enough. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I said my defining moment. And it's not. It was just like that. Like God's gonna know, humble you before He exalts you.
Yeah.
And that needed to happen. That needed to happen. You know what I mean? To me, it had to happen to me. Else I want him to be like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Where am I right now? It happens early enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mindset. That's a
Yeah,
great
that's
So
mindset.
and that's really it, bro. That's what I said. That is, you know what I mean, every excitement, I might get crushed again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like God didn't let me give me the strength so I can get through this process or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can gain the wisdom. You know what I mean?
And okay, going off of that, then you said something. I mean, this peak just hit me in my head. You know, artists usually their paintings and drawings and their art usually is worth more when they're long gone. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, he's dead. You know, there's no more of that. And this is one-on-ones or whatever, right? How do artists, I guess from your mindset, since you do this, how do you get
the value
from yours right now where one painting is like $1 million, right?
Yeah.
It's at an auction for $1 million while you're still alive.
Yeah.
Value is based upon one's need, all right? Value is based upon one's need, right? So I was born within a family that my value is not compatible with their need. My mother's need, I'm a baby. She's in Liberia.
Yeah.
So she needs me. She's gonna support what it is I do. My father doesn't need me. He have a daughter that's a lawyer, my sister that's a nurse, my brother that's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
My nigga, you're not bringing the money.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
nigga. Mommy, I'm a baby. She needs me.
Yeah.
She calls me, I'm sending that wire.
Yeah.
Right? I'm handling business, right?
Yeah.
She needs me, so she want value, whatever. You know what I mean? So value is based on what one needs, whatever. So like, if you value something,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
The only say you have is how much you're looking to pay. When I go to Akeem, I love Akeem, right?
Yeah.
$100 cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you value it, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
He has merit.
Yeah.
He has a franchise. He has a brand.
Yeah.
He spent thousands of dollars, right? So to get his time to cut your hair.
Yeah.
You should feel privileged.
Yeah.
Like this guy, this guy.
He's been shaking his head.
I'm that ass.
right.
No, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, cut my hair. Like, wow, this means a lot because he cuts celebrities' hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So if you want it so bad enough, whatever, well, pay him his $100, whatever, and he will take care of you.
He's-
You know what I mean?
He loves it right now because I'm the
disagree.
opposite.
But that's true.
Nah, that's
You know what I mean?
No,
So
that's
it's
true.
like if my painting, so whether you charge $1 or $1,000, you're right.
That's real.
Okay, yeah. That's
You
right.
are right.
Yeah.
It goes up. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
My brother back then, my bodyguard,
Yeah.
road wave with the bulletproof vest, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did a painting because, I called him, show him I was doing whatever. I said, bro, this painting was cost X amount of money. He's like, nah, bump it up a little bit more. So I bet. We'll put that painting in the gallery.
Yeah.
That painting sold.
So how do you get into galleries?
Yeah. That's
Relationships, you know what I mean? You gotta shake hands and kiss babies.
Dang, I should
Dang.
get back into art.
art. Yeah, because you started off
No,
drawing,
it's
didn't you?
hard.
Yeah.
You gotta like know the business. You gotta be an artist and you gotta be a business person as well too.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Bro, so my brother Omut, he went to Milwaukee School of Art or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And he does graphic designs, Adobe Illustrator. He did the Acways
Yeah,
barbershop logo and
yeah.
all that. He's a real
Yeah.
artist. He can
Yeah,
draw. So I'll be telling him, like, bro, because he works in the corporate world right now.
Yeah.
I'll be telling him, like, bro, actually use your talent, bro. I'm your brother. I got connection. Just paint cat. I'll bring her to Cat's house.
Why you ain't telling me that? See this shit though? No, do you see what I'm saying?
No,
though?
but
Do you
we
see what I'm
can-
saying?
we can do that
Nah. Do you see what I'm
Remember I
saying?
told you, though?
I am the artist, right? That
Yeah.
he knows, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I am the Equays
I
of the
didn't think
artist,
of
right?
that.
right? All right? See, right?
Yeah.
See, that's how you leverage your resources, right?
Yeah.
If I'm painting somebody, yo, bro, like, let me elevate your status because you pose no threat to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro, I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Yo, this is
yeah.
my man's right here.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? That holds weight.
Yeah.
That's currency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah,
That's
you're
currency.
right.
I'm your Tim Barber.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am.
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing you do for OD or Fofo or
Yeah.
Smooth or
Yeah.
Pat.
Patrick, yeah.
I'm just the artist.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just the barber.
Yeah.
The same concept.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
same.
Once that check come in, I'm gonna have to
Exactly. You know what I mean? So you don't have to, but
No, no, yeah, no, I get
and that's really it, bro. So
Yeah.
that's how.
You see that empty spot over there?
Yeah.
Right there by
Okay.
the fireplace?
Yeah.
I told you last time, I was like, it's empty because there used to be a picture up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Long story short,
This
though.
guy.
I ain't gonna say nothing. There used to be a picture of him up there.
Okay.
But,
But that's
it's
how you get in the
empty now.
galleries. Know what I mean,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
by you having relationships. Know what I mean, people elevating your status. They say, "Yo, cool. I know this artist." You go to the gallery showing you, "I know this artist." Know what I mean,
Yeah.
that it'll be good. Know what I mean, cool, because it's all based on network.
Networking, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Networking does
and,
take
and
care
that,
of
and that's
business.
really it, bro.
That's
you inspired
crazy.
me, bro.
You know what's crazy?
You inspired me, bro. That's why I
inspired
be
me.
highly of you.
That's the crazy part, because at the end of the day, I don't know if I even should say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Like, with this that I'm doing right now, I'm curating people that are doing things, right?
Yeah.
So, because my favorite thing to do is connect people. Like, okay, you like doing this? And I might hear a conversation over here. I'm be like, you know? So at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a networking event for professionals that are doing something. So when there's something that comes up like that, I can connect people right away. And that is like the satisfaction that I like, you know? Because remember that, not this song we played, the other song we played with Prince Carter. Someone DM'd me like, yo, you just put me onto Prince Carter.
Yeah, bro.
Because he did that. I was like, oh,
bro,
shit.
it plays a huge part, bro.
Yeah.
You just tag. It doesn't take much by just referring somebody. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about, you know, me being tagged on the status right now, right? And that person made up a lie about whatever, right? And I had received like, no, I called you a month ago. Don't lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't play yourself.
We got the
I
text.
called you. I got a text right here.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
post online with it. So referral plays a huge part. You know what I mean? That you don't have to always share stuff when you value somebody.
Yeah.
There's this thing called your reticular activating system, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you like, you see more of, right? Whatever you desire, you see more of, right? So if you subscribe to your friend's vision or whatever, you start seeing opportunities around from every single where.
Yeah.
Does that make sense like that?
Yeah.
But it takes you listening to it, you know what I mean? And cool. I mean, I need it, but somebody else might need it.
Yeah.
Then boom, you start
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
those
yeah.
like
Let's
that.
start.
Does that make
Man,
sense?
that's
No, I
crazy.
know
bro.
100%
So
what you're
that's
talking
the
about.
reason why right now, whenever somebody says, "Oh, I need artists," everybody tag Flahn because I did a great job marketing myself.
Yeah.
I tell stories. I poke fun.
Yeah.
I say I want a black queen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All that. So,
Yeah, he be on Facebook talking about,
you know
I
what
need my
mean?
black queen.
I need my black
Hey.
queen. But anyways, yeah, but they always refer me. They always
Yeah.
refer me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, because I do a good job marketing myself.
You're working
You know
on
what I mean?
referral bonus.
Yeah, bro. Referral plays a huge part.
Yeah.
So quick-
and this guy is one of those guys that's gonna be painting with his shirt off on on Facebook Live, you know, to get the women.
Nah,
No, don't do that, Flahn. No.
He's using his art.
nah.
You
He's
know,
just
you get
mad
the job.
because I look good with my shirt on. I literally run 60 miles a week.
Yeah, he be
Oh, yeah,
running.
you did told us that
Yeah,
last
I
time.
run
Yo, come
60
on,
miles
bro.
a week.
That-
You know what I mean?
He runs to the shop to come get his haircut.
Oh, he's crazy.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Good for the
What?
brand.
60
good for the
miles a
brand.
week. So that's what's that, like 10 a day type of deal? You just
Yeah,
take
10
one day off?
7 to 10 a day.
Damn.
And you know the secret?
outside
He told
or
me.
outside or in treadmill and
Outside.
stuff? Okay.
This guy said, because, you know, we talk about dieting and stuff like that, and he loves his African food.
Yeah.
Said, man, to be able to eat this potato greens and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I'm going to work out. So I don't
Yeah.
got to worry about dieting and
Talking
stuff
about
like that.
basketball and working out and stuff. Why weren't you there this morning? Like, that's crazy.
Man, I went to bed at 3 a.m., man.
Why you do that when you know we're going to play at 6
I don't
on the
know.
dot?
I don't know,
I
man.
called this guy. Keem, bro, you see what time it is? Hello. I'm like, bro, is everything all right? You mad the Timberwolves lost like that?
Yeah.
He said, so, but you missed that. I got to get back to running. I can probably only run like 2 miles.
That's
I
cool.
did run outside. But fucking
Okay.
7, 10 a day? Fuck. Nah, hell no.
crazy.
Touch a little bit on your nonprofit, you know? And why did you start that?
So my nonprofit, I started it because, you know, so my art helped me develop. Being that, like I said, I didn't go to school when back in Liberia. I was behind in academia, right?
Yeah.
I was somewhat illiterate, not illiterate, but like I'm behind. I'm not reading at the level I need to read. You know what I mean? In school, I'm always behind. I graduated 1.9 GPA from high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could barely compete. You know. But the more I immersed myself in my art, I was able to like other stuff like science, math, you know what I mean, social studies or whatever, history or whatever, and I love neuroscience, right?
Damn.
And you know, and it also helped me. I used to have this anger issue, bro. I was past, you know what I mean? I was past, bro. I was flip out on the stupidest thing ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't mess with me. Don't provoke me, because people took pride and joy in provoking me because they don't see me like get mad,
angry or something?
get angry.
Yeah, damn.
So it kind of helped me develop social and emotional skills, right? And as a person, you know what I mean? So it helped me a lot. And I realized, like, damn, like, Brooklyn Park, where I come from, people around us, they lack that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all lack character development. You know what I mean? So I can identify those problems, whatever, and solve it by using art. You know what I mean? And also to kind of promote creativity and creativity and literacy as well too. You know what I mean? So every time I do an event,
Yep.
you know what I mean, you get books, you know what I mean, to the kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole concept
Man.
behind like my nonprofit.
That's awesome.
Or whatever. So
nice.
That's a big shout out because I love
bro.
I love when people
What's
like
it called?
they give back.
It's called Renaissance Fire for the Arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love when people give back, and your story always. There's somebody else that's younger that's going through similar things. And you are that light for them, you know.
Exactly.
And I love
that beacon, you know what I mean?
And if you're not, on your post, as what they call it,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, what are you doing? Now that the kid's gonna go, is gonna have to do what you should have done.
That's the reason why it's important that you have to kind of cultivate your thing, because if you're so busy chasing this try to be a cog in the system, whatever, you neglecting the next generation, because another guy's gonna come and you cannot make his life easier because his parents is neglecting him. Now he doesn't have his tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can I can identify artists easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
because like you a fucking artist, go paint something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Express yourself. I can identify when a young man is hurting or whatever. A lot of guys are hurting. You know what I mean? Got mental issues. You know what I mean? I can identify. I have so much compassion for my brothers now, because I know like they don't hate me. They just hurting.
Yeah. That's
You know what I
true.
mean? And that's really it. You know what I mean? They're suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I promote health and wellness. That's the reason why my shirt is always off, whatever, because I'm telling you, this is how I'm able to function. You know what I mean? It's not to flex on you. You know what I mean? So that's why I do this thing, because I have an edge. You know what I mean? So when people are struggling, I give them permission to actually do it as well too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
So damn, that's dope. That's
a good
that's
interview,
a big
man.
Yeah, this is a great interview. I didn't even. What the hell? I mean, everything I wanted, we covered it. We just like going through. That's the kind of like I like just natural flowing conversation.
For
right?
sure, bro. For sure.
And I'm not wrapping it up yet, but how I usually wrap it up is I want you to basically speak to your audience and the people watching. How what they should take away from you. But let's go back to
Whatever
some of
question.
your paintings, right?
Okay.
Like what Akeem was telling me, I was like, hey man, tell me something, something interesting, that you might have done, just so I can do a research, because I didn't want to just come in blank.
No,
He
fact,
said
fact,
you
fact.
did a painting of Donald Trump that went pretty viral, and like you got some, I don't know if it's some love, some hate, Tell us the what happened with that and everything.
Let me see. What inspired me?
Yeah.
Other than our president, our great white hope.
Yeah.
Big T.
Yeah.
He's very polarizing. You know what I mean? He brought a lot, the good and the bad of people. You know what I mean? And one of the reasons why I did it was like a social experiment, right? He was like a mirror, right? And it was like the first time you get to see this picture that it's not. It is not. How can I say? It's not like. What's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't like depicting him to be this demon. I painted him as is, right?
Yeah.
And people hated it.
Yeah.
And they had to face their reality of why they hate him, right? And it was forced to have the conversation in my studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because after they got done banging, oh, I hate this about him. I'm like, why? I kept asking why, and they kept telling me why. Eventually,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are you doing about it as an American citizen?
Yeah.
Because it is your job. Don't project it upon him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The only reason why you're triggered because you are being complacent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that are not complacent are not so triggered by this piece. You
Yeah.
are, because you delegating your problem onto him, whatever. When it's your job as a citizen to make sure your surrounding around you as well, whether you are black, gay, or trans person, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Whatever you care about, to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people were like, wow, like, you're right. You know what I mean? Let me be more involved in my community. You know what I mean? Stuff like that,
Instead of
whatever.
pointing fingers.
Yeah, instead of pointing fingers. You know what I mean? Because he kind of like just kind of shows a mirror of what it is that we are. You know what I mean? We're complacent was about, whatever. Because when Obama was here, we thought everything was all, you know what I mean? But in reality, it wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he kind of like, that when he came and stuff, in the sense where, yes, president said some things that was not appropriate at all, but you know what I mean? He kind of exposed a lot of people that was like faking it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I like. I
So-
like that. Like, be who he's who he is. You know,
Yeah,
he ain't
yeah.
coming to you. Whatever the sheep, wolf in the sheep's clothing, or whatever. He is what he is. So you take it for. I rather like that. Like, if you hate me, tell me you hate me, instead of being shady about it, and then like I had to find out through a different avenue, some sleeky stuff you did. It's straight up, So I
The
ain't
goal
gonna
was
lie,
to
I
make
kind
him
of
feel
respect
something.
that.
They're kind of force him to feel something.
Yeah, I kind of
You know what I
respect
mean?
that.
So that was the whole reason why.
Yeah, I was telling a boy how you had the would you call it a gallery?
Yeah.
In Connecticut, right?
Yeah. I have a gallery, not had.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh, it's still there.
My rent is still being paid for that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us more about that.
That was like my pilot. That was like my playpen. That was like when I got to become Flahn Manly. You know what I mean? You know me as Bones, but that was like when I had to just sit in front of the canvas and just find myself, you know what I mean? Express myself and just navigate all these feelings, you know what I mean? And my emotions. They just came and I just was able to raise my inner child and get to, you know, cultivate his talents and gifts. Undisturbed by anybody, regardless of whether I made $1 or $1,000, whatever, that month or that year, whatever. Yeah. I was there and I was present. I made tons of friends. You know, it was very uncomfortable, but I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it was like a creative studio.
Yeah, creative studios. Yeah, I paint there. You know what I mean? I have my brand there, selling merchandise there. But eventually, it became like a paint studio. I was just painting. You know,
Yeah. Damn, you might have to paint a picture of me, just like.
Let me know, man. I'm available. You know.
No, I hear that. Yeah. Once the bread gets flowing, because I know you probably charging $10 million right now, boy. That man
I'm charging.
Yeah, no, you better too. That's what you do. You know.
Sure.
So I respect that.
Yeah,
so what's next for you? What do you got in store? Or sometimes people
what's next is now. That's my biggest thing, right? Okay. What's next is now, like, cause you know it's always gonna be like, what's next?
Yeah.
Like let's enjoy the fucking dance. Let's dance a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Today I went and got a haircut at the Equays. Equays over here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had to get at the Uptown location. Got the fresh cut for my man's OD. Yeah. Young nigga OD. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just working on my portfolio right now.
Yeah.
And so I build my portfolio. Hopefully, I can do a gallery showing or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? But you know,
Yo, is there like agencies that sign artists, or like you're just like self-employed? Like, how does that work?
So basically, there are agencies that basically promote artists. There are representatives that actually represent artists. You know what I mean? Like somebody that can represent me to go to Cat. Yo, Cat, listen, D-Lo, listen. This guy is God. Get his work.
And I get 10% of that?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I need 10%
bro.
too.
We always selling. We always selling.
Yeah.
Like that, whatever, right? Then all of that kind of help build up my credibility, you know what I mean? Because now you got these prominent figures that actually got your work because you vouched for them, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, whatever. They have that, and artists like myself, whatever, where you gotta be, do a guerrilla style and just tell your own story. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I love telling my own story now. Like I just love it. You know what I mean? Then you get to learn everything about everything. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. Yeah. You know, but I don't mind getting help.
No. I asked about the agency thing because you know I'm a barber and I cut celebrities, stuff like that, right? So sometimes I won't have the time to go cut some celebrities when they're in town, and I would send one of my barbers or maybe another barber that don't even work for me. Like today, one of the Grizzlies players was wanted their hair braided, and I'm friends with this girl named Holly. So I sent her. So I always thought, like, what if I started like a agency where like, cause I'm the connection. Yeah. But like,
hell yeah.
Right now I just like give LUs for free. Like, hey,
you don't mean? I mean, because you're good though. Like, I mean, you're planting seed. That's the reason why, like, you know, nobody can question. Like, I mean, you don't have to, you haven't really put me in position, whatever. But like, I know the work you do. Yeah. The seeds you plant. Yeah. Nobody can ever question whatever you say you want. Ever. Cause I know you plant good seeds. Yeah. You know what I mean? You plant the fucking forest around here. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so if anybody question anything, like, they haven't been to your garden yet. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, cause I see your fruits. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you might produce some bad fruits, which is good and everything. Yeah. But you produce good ones. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so you don't have to. God always gonna reward you for a big opportunity. You know what I mean? So and that's really it.
That's what some of like the podcast people always do. You know, let's say like you have like paintings or something, right? Yeah. And like, and they go like, hey, take this code right here. Oh boy, addition 20% off. You know? So like when they go, you both getting it, right? There's no, I guess like pressure from you. You're not getting me $20,000 up front, right? We're both working on. Okay, I got an audience. Let's see if they listen. And if they buy something from me using my discount, that that's my audience that came. I get a little kickback from it. You know.
But I mean, but when you do not do like it kind of raise your authority. Let's say right, you want what's it called? Wales Indies, right? Yeah. They want to sponsor you, right? Yeah. I have a huge audience. Can I get $50,000 for marketing? That give you leverage because you can be like, yo, listen, everybody comment. Now, right? Yeah. Because engagement is what
that's
is the metric
right now.
Exactly. So if everybody commenting, Because you plant good seeds.
Mm-hmm.
You planted good seeds.
Mm.
Remember, everything you're doing is for later on.
Yeah.
So later on, when you have the sponsorship, whatever, from Wales or what's it called, Wales or
Walls or Andy.
Walls or Andy's, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Gonna be checking for.
Yeah.
Because you're marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're marketing the newest thing, whatever. But it takes you to be like, listen, man. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me $50,000, whatever, right?
Yeah.
For like 6 months.
Yeah.
They'll cut you a check because you showing proof. You have a deck that say I should be a consultant, bro.
Yeah.
What I always tell,
It should be a like
what I tell you a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
I tell you a long time ago where you're gonna make a lot of money sitting
Oh,
at
yeah,
home. You don't have to
consultant.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
Like,
FaceTime.
yeah, bro. You know what I mean? You could do that, bro. But
Yeah.
basically, that's how you do it because, you measure the seeds you plant, whatever, because everybody's going to respond. Oh, my God. They're not going to want to, like, unless you're a hater.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to support a game. When you pull up in that Maybach or whatever, maybe everybody be on there, right?
Yeah.
Same thing will happen when you put out the Andy's Clippers or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
you're sponsored by whoever they're gonna support because, oh my God, like, and now they're gonna buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Be a
Like,
part of it. That's
yeah,
real.
bro. So use that, bro. That's why you plant the seeds right now. Eventually, when you pivot,
Yeah.
it's gonna pay off.
I think Wallow said is proof of concept. Before you start going asking for money, show us heavy. He said he
Yeah.
used to do it for free for
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Like I'll come to you, hey, oh what? Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
I do it for free.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
did you see results from it? Yeah, I did. So now you could take
Yeah.
that result you did for those people and be like, I did for these people.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the results they
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
And boom. And that's how you
Yeah,
go.
bro.
So,
Yeah,
hell
bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
now
real.
let me it's kind of you got any more crazy questions?
Nah.
Okay. I like from this conversation so far, first of all, I loved it so far. Great. You know how to interact and just keep the flow going, which makes my job so much easier because I can just close this and just go, you know what I mean? And that's what I like. And sometimes, that's, thank you for that.
sure,
So
bro.
now what should people now take away from this conversation to help their, because the reason I started the podcast, I always say it, is to help elevate the next generation. People coming in, because something that you're already doing.
Yeah.
What should people take from your story so that they can elevate their life and make their life, go? Maybe they don't have to go through some of the hurdles that you went through. And then how could they find you?
I
Put
mean,
all your social
there
media
are
out.
always gonna be hurdles, but it's always gonna make you stronger and better. You just gotta just ask God. And if you believe in God, listen, what can I learn from this, right? But like, just don't be afraid to like the consequence. All right, your dream is not real until the consequences become real. Meaning that you want to lose money, be homeless.
Yeah.
If you can accept that,
Yeah.
then your dream has become real.
Yeah.
My dream is real.
Yeah.
It's fucking real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So you got to decide what it is, the consequences for you. If it's real, then your dream is real.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's it.
There's
what I mean?
consequences to
For real.
every dream, bro.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
That's
Or you
crazy
just
shit.
dreaming. Damn.
Or you just dreaming. The consequences is not real. It's not real. You got to put the money up. You know what I mean? So
Damn.
that is it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I like. That's why I show love.
Yeah.
Because I know what I got. I know where I come from. The
Yeah.
consequences is real as fuck for me right now.
Yeah.
It's real. It's so real. I can feel it right now.
Yeah.
I can go home right now and paint a damn picture right now. That's how real it is, right? And I'm enjoying the dance. I'm not scared no more. I used to be scared, but nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't impose fear on them because it's real. I've already experienced fear already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So until you're after that point, nothing you do is always going. It's going to work for a while. Then eventually it's going to fail because you become scared, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Scary
that's
cat.
the only advice I can give anybody. Then I mean, know what the consequences are and accept it. If you didn't accept it, then do whatever.
Cut it out. Yeah. Okay. And so,
Damn.
where could they find your work? Where could they look you up? Everything. Give them. We're gonna put your banner obviously there, but let them know anyways, man. Tell them where they find you at.
Oh, so my wife, right? You out there right now looking for me? Yeah, cause
This ain't a dating show. Cut this shit, boy.
I'm talking crazy right now.
He got a haircut, that's why. He got a haircut, that's why he's
I'm
going.
subbing. What's my man's man? Because y'all was clowning me. That's the reason why. I'm subbing him right now, right? That's why. Now, you find me on Instagram. Is where I play. Flahn Manly. Instagram.
Right there, yep.
Or Flahn Manly Studios, which
Yeah.
is my website.
Yep.
Flahn Manly Studios, anywhere you find it, or Flahn Manly, FLAHNMANLY. You type it in, you're gonna find me.
IND.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
So.
You got a marketable last name.
I do right, Manly.
Like, yeah,
Manly,
like
yeah.
when
Manly.
your brother started the
Yeah,
suit line.
yeah.
Manly.
Yeah, check out my
luxury
brother
suit.
brand, bro. Like it's fire, bro. You need one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you incorporate whatever.
Yeah. I
Know
know.
what
I work from home though.
Work from home, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, I see big things for you, bro. You know what I mean? So check him out for sure.
Yep.
And Keenan sounds well too.
He's
You know
gonna
what I
come to
mean?
you.
He'll come to you.
Yo,
right?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
For the
And
Aquays event.
Jesus is official.
Yeah.
That ass, bro.
I like that.
Definitely.
My pockets ain't official yet.
It could be. I mean, but like I said, you wearing his product, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of just demand respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever got money recognize what it is you're wearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not none of that fake floss and shit. You know what I mean? It's true tailor made stuff for you.
And he's here
You know what I
in
mean? He's in Minnesota.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect,
for sure.
Perfect. Awesome.
I mean?
I'll be looking for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say, Punk?
Nah.
Okay.
It's a great interview,
This
man.
is a great
I'm glad
interview,
my
man. I
guy came
appreciate you,
through.
man. Let me get a
You know?
handshake, too.
Okay?
All right. You guys have a good one, man. Appreciate you for coming
for
through.
sure.
Addition Podcast. We're going to go away with my homeboy, KC Savant, Fritz Fridays. Yeah.
How we doing it?
Being sprayed in the sky.
Hit it.
Oh, you
was gonna hit him?
on the 4th of July. With the sin in their eye. Heart of a villa, Casa Puente is alive.